5 life-changing secrets to empower and awaken you. Hi, I am Jamie Bates, and today I'm sharing with you secret number 1. Secret number 1 today is stop protecting yourself and start expanding you. So if you are like me, you were in the metaphysical field, the spiritual realm, something, we've come from this viewpoint where we feel like we constantly have to protect ourselves from what's going on currently in this reality, whether we have to protect ourselves from bad people, from danger, from life circumstances, I don't know, whatever you're protecting yourself from, right? Every day maybe you're getting up and you're putting on your bubble, you're making sure that you're, completely protected all the way around. I'm here to tell you why you want to stop doing that. Now, me personally, I know I came from that viewpoint for a really long time as well. I used to teach that viewpoint. I started at a very, very young age being a psychic when I was in my teens. And that was the lady I studied with, that was what she taught me as well. I think that was a viewpoint we were functioning in for a really, really long time in this reality. Well, since we've had the shift in 2012, when we're shifting from the third dimension where we've been resonating in or vibrating in, and we're going up into the fifth dimension, the most important thing at this point is we have to stop not receiving information. And what are you doing when you're protecting yourself? Essentially, you're stopping yourself from receiving information. Part of this expansion, part of the up-leveling that we are doing, going from the third dimension to the fifth dimension, is all about being one with everyone and everything. If you're still protecting yourself, if you're still shielding yourself from certain types of people, certain types of situations, certain types of information, you're actually keeping yourself small and confined. So the theory that I teach and the theory that resonates well with me is the fact that we are a being, right? If you're watching this video, I'm guessing that you come from the viewpoint that when your body dies, you still exist, right? You're still energy, space, and consciousness. And what happens is you are energy, space, and consciousness, right? You're a being, and then you have this body, which is within your being. Now, your energy, your space, and your consciousness stores everything that your being knows to be true. So if your being, it has all the viewpoints, right? All of the viewpoints that you know to be true. Now, if you're protecting your being, you're protecting your body, what you're doing is you're shutting out new information. You're also shutting off information about people. Now, I know I functioned in this space for a really, really long time where I trusted everyone, right? Everyone that I met. Oh my gosh, I thought they were the most amazing person in the whole world. I thought they were great. I thought I loved them right from the start. Well, maybe not everyone, but most people. And then things would happen to me like they would break my trust, or they would do something bad to me, or they would hurt my feelings. And I was always functioning in this space where I felt like I had no idea they were capable of that. Now that I look back on that, I get that I didn't have awareness of what they were capable of because I was protecting myself from them. See, when you protect yourself from certain energies, let's say if you're putting your bubble on every single day and you're protecting yourself from evil, we'll just use that as an example. What happens is when someone who's willing to do something evil, something bad, something wrong, comes to your space, what actually happens is you can't actually receive what they're capable of doing because you're protecting yourself from that energy. Yeah, just feel that for a second. So if you find yourself in a place where you're always dumbfounded by what people do to you, there's somewhere where you have shielded yourself from that information, where you are protecting yourself from receiving that piece of information. And what you want to do is, we don't want to be protecting, we want to be expanding. We want to know what people are capable of. When we meet someone, we want to know if that person is capable of being really, really awful and terrible and mean. We want to be able to receive that information so we can act accordingly. It's kind of like, I'm a mom of 3 kids, and forever I was always protecting myself, and my children, I should say, my children from, let's say, evil people, child molesters, people who would do mean things to children. Well, what I was actually doing was I was shielding them from that information, and I was stopping them from receiving that information, okay? So if my next door neighbor was a child molester, I would not actually be able to see that because I was protecting myself from it. So once I started getting into consciousness work and I started kind of shifting and changing my viewpoints, what I realized was I want to receive that information because you know what? If my next door neighbor is a child molester, I want to know. I want to know everything my next door neighbor is capable of because I want my children to be armed with information instead of blindly trusting. How often do we hear of people who maybe live next door to somebody and they murder and dismember a child, and everybody in the neighborhood goes, they're interviewing people and everybody goes, oh my God, I had no idea they were capable of that, right? Because they had no idea, because this world has taught us to stop receiving from that energy. It's time to receive all of it. And as scary as that may sound, it really isn't a scary thing. It's really a very empowering thing. When you start getting information from someone who maybe doesn't act as kind and as generous as you do. And when you start receiving that information, you open yourself up to a whole new world. So I have lots more information on protection and why you want to stop doing this. And I have a very, very, very cool audio about how to keep yourself expanded in an expanded exercise that you can do every single day, various times a day, to keep yourself within the whole space of who you be. So you're receiving information from everyone and everything so you can empower yourself with the information required to make the best decisions that work for you. If you're interested in that, or if you're just listening to this video because you've already received the information, there's an audio here and there's also an audio expansion exercise. If you would like to receive it, you can go to my website, www.jamie/Bates.com, and you can get the series yourself. Now is the time, people. We need to empower ourselves with information so we can move forward in an awakened and empowered state all the time. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and I hope I empowered you to choose something different.